So to pick this color, I knew it needed to be yellow because Ty's first car was like a mid-70s Corvette yellow, which I'm not a big fan of. So I just wanted to keep it in the yellow family. Some of the diehard Mustang guys are gonna look at the stripes that we put kind of across the hood and down the side and say, yeah, it kind of looks like a Boss 302. Well, it kind of does. Well, some of the wing on the back kind of looks like a 69 Camaro. We're mixing and matching stuff that we all kind of like and throwing it at Ty's Challenger, and I think it's gonna look awesome. Well, when we're out here wet sanding and buffing, we got Jake in the paint booth finishing painting all these little pieces that need painted. A lot of the stuff we didn't have room in the booth to paint them all together, so Jake's in there taking care of all the details.
Everybody that's here makes a big difference, and if it wasn't for everybody volunteering, these cars would never get built, you know, so it's an honor, it is.
We got this big guy named Lane. We kind of gave him a nickname, and he is one big dude. Give us one of those Bieber swings. Yeah. Nice.
No, I'm glad I came. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of work, and hope to come back one day.
He's got size 18 feet.
What size is this shoe?
It's 7.
And that's an 18?
Yeah.
He was a good pleasure. He rode along with Keith. I think Keith maybe put him in the back of the truck because he was too big to ride in the front, but he was a big help.
He's got the fever. Bieber fever.
Mostly about my hair. Tim said he was gonna cut today because it's my birthday, and just been trying to avoid him to not get my hair cut.
I just gotta go finish putting up tools.
You gotta have somebody to pick on, so I just go with it.
I'm gonna love it. That's coisa.
Another guy having a ball this week is Sean Myers from O'Reilly Auto Parts. He feels a special kinship with our car's owner.
I spent 6 years as a volunteer fireman in a small town in Missouri. I've been through all the schooling, the classing, the running into burning houses, the MVR, the motor vehicle wreck, just the everyday life that the fireman goes through. I've been through it. But to see the way these guys work and the way they work together, it's amazing. It's like a fire department. It literally is. It is just like working for a fire department. These guys work together well. That, you know, everybody's there to help each other, and kind of like a body shop brotherhood, I guess you would say.
So we've got our window regulator out of the blasting cabinet. We've blown the sand out of all the little nooks and crannies. And the next thing we like to do before we install it in the car is to use the WD-40 protective white lithium grease. And the thing that we like about this is, if you'll notice, it'll run into those little cracks that ordinary white lithium grease is too thick to get into. Spray all your pivot points, your rollers, and a lot into this little gearbox here. And then flip it over, do the other side, and work your window crank back and forth to make sure you've got all the parts coated. This will last a long time. You won't get any dirt and sand in it like you would normally get with a thicker grease.
March Performance supplied the complete front accessory drive for our Challenger. Now this thing is designed specifically for the late model 5.7 Hemi. It comes with the power steering pump, alternator, AC compressor, and all the bracketry and hardware to install it. Now all the bracket is made out of billet, and as far as aesthetics go, this is the best you can get.
You see a character that we have around here that comes in and does our glass called Dante.
Dante's, D-A-N-T-E-S.
Long hair,
Advanced Auto Glass.
long beard, tied up in ponytail.
Clap, clap, the clapper.
He's always like, yeah, bro, you want to help me put the glass in? Yeah, dude, we can do this. Glass kind of freaks me out. And I was scared because glass does not like me, but we got it in. Okay, ready?
Yes, sir.
Dante had everything on the truck we needed, and he glued it all in for us. Thanks, man. I mean, thanks, bro. So here we are at the end of week 3. I always think we need to get a little more done when it comes to Friday. We do have one more week of building left, but when you look back at the beginning of Monday, this thing didn't even have paint on it. The engine's partially wired, we got the front and back windows in it, we've got the battery cables ran, the brake lines are back on. Next week, we've got a whole new fresh crew of volunteers coming in. We're gonna finish the wiring, we're gonna put the exhaust back on, the interior's getting done off-site right now, and that's going in, and then we'll fire this baby up and drive it.
Next, the final team of volunteers assemble to get this Challenger on the road before week's end. Stay tuned. The final week of volunteers are some of the most experienced we could find, like Thomas Hayes, a master mechanic and technical trainer for Pep Boys.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies, but you know what? There's twice as many hands. I've never been on a build like this, so for me, something like this would take, months or years, from someone doing it as a project in their garage, which is always the stuff that we've done. But, with all these professionals, descending on this thing, for me, it's impressive to have this much work done this quick.
9 times out of 10, once these guys get here, it doesn't matter how far they travel, if they come all the way from New Mexico or just down the street, they want to come back.
It's coming out beautiful, guys, of course.
So we actually had 3 guys that came back that were on the Hudson build. 2 of the guys from New Mexico, Jesse and Michael, and then Chris, Kiwi, we call him, and he came and helped too.
It's looking good. It's looking good. The car's coming along great. We get a little bit more of the wiring nailed down. We'll hopefully fire it up today.
Last-minute parts are arriving too, like our steering column from I Did It, custom drive shaft from Precision Shaft Technologies, U.S. radiator added to our cooling system, and a custom gas tank was donated by Rick's Tanks.
Stainless Steel Brake Company stepped up big. They sent us the big old calipers, big drilled, vented, coated rotors, even the bearings and all the hardware for the front and the back. They sent us these calipers, brake pads, brackets, hardware, everything, and even a master cylinder and a booster.
New South Motorsports specializes in audio-video, wheels, tires, lift kits, you name it. And owner Nick Turney partnered with Memphis Audio and Kenwood to hook us up.
We're doing 5 1/4s in the front kick panels, 6x9s on the rear deck. Then we're doing the M-Class 10s, subs in the back. We're gonna need the big out-gauge power kit in order just to be able to power this big Memphis Bell or the big 1800 watt amp.
Installer Chris Robinson is charged with designing a full-on custom sound system, including this neat little device. K40 donated their totally integrated radar detection system with laser diffusers, making this muscle car virtually invisible to law enforcement.
It's such a nice radar detector that if you get a speeding ticket, once registered, they will pay for your speeding ticket.
As we know, there's kind of a rival between police officers and firemen, so we're just a little smarter than the average bear. We put some extra trick stuff in there.
Ace took care of the interior on this. He came on teardown week, took stuff.
Seats and all the pieces I took out were rough. They looked like they went through a combine.
When he showed up, unloaded stuff, him and his helper Taco, man, I was even blown away. It's that much better when you see it in person. He started putting the headliner in, he got the door panels in, he fit the carpet, put the back seat in, and then he got out of here because we waited till the end of the week once we were done laying underneath the dash to put the seats in, so it was way easier to get up underneath there to work.
Next, it's a mad dash to the finish line. And later, our owner arrives with his family for the big reveal.
This is the upper radiator hose. It starts at the left rear taillight.
The final day begins with some added color on the rear, with Tim's overnight spray of more charcoal above the bumper.
Hey, how you doing?
G'day, Tim.
Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you. How's it going?
Checking out our progress is President and CEO of WD-40, Gary Ridge. Without their sponsorship, this build wouldn't have been possible.
It's really important for WD-40 to be parts of projects just like this because we're giving back to the real core of our people. WD-40 multi-use product for 60 years have been trusted by people, and we love getting alongside them and helping them do their job every day.
I contacted my buddy Dan Baker at the beginning of the season because him and his dad run Illumicraft. They build awesome billet street rod grills.
Tim called me up and says, hey, dude, I need a grill for the car. Can you do it for me? Yeah, sure, no problem.
Chrysler have these performance cars called SRT. So Dan actually came up with the emblem S&RT.
And so I thought, well, we'll just do a little bit of a play off of it and do the SNR/T, and that kind of ties in the show, plus the RT moniker from the muscle car days.
It's a pretty neat feeling.
So Scott came in to want to help on the build also, and when he showed up, he started hitting me up. Hey man, can I smoke those taillights? Just sand them, put some color on them, darken them up a little bit, make them look kind of cool.
I don't know that anybody's done this to a 74 Challenger. Here lately, I found a niche where people want their taillights not to be so bright red. So I think if we just shade these a very little bit to just bring that red down a little bit by painting clear over the top of the lenses, it's going to make them last a lot longer and be a lot more brilliant. It's an easy way to make that yellow or red light kind of blend in with the rest of the car and not stick out and be such an eyesore.
Here we go, everybody clear?
Yeah.
This car has a lot of hours put into it. Quality is great because they put so much time into them. A lot of hard work.
Hey, that thing's mean sounding, isn't it?
I really appreciate being here and being able to help this fireman who has served everybody else. And I know this guy's gonna love this car because I love this car and it is awesome.
When you see it on TV, it's like, man, you go from nothing to this amazing car, and you said we only got 4 weeks to do this, and it goes from bare metal to rolling down the street like we saw. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It was just great.
Ahead, our owner takes possession of his dream car. Stay tuned.
20 days, 45 volunteers from all over the country, and assistance from the WD-40 company, and dozens of aftermarket suppliers. This is what we came up with. What began originally as a stock 74 Challenger and primer is now a one-of-a-kind muscle car that should even make the Mopar guys proud. Custom touches from front to back, and nothing says Mopar better than a big ol' Hemi underneath the hood. We cut and narrowed the front and rear bumpers, added a custom grille, hand fabricated a metal chin spoiler, rear custom wing, and exhaust cutouts with air diffusers on the rear valence. All new and fresh interior and a huge stereo.
Hi. Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous.
Ty.
Hey.
Mike
man,
from
this is
Horsepower.
awesome.
How are you,
Thank
buddy? All right. How was the trip, Ty?
Nice.
Good.
Nerve-wracking.
While Mike reminds Ty of the CUDA he gave up almost 2 decades ago, the guys prepare for the big unveiling.
Come on, let's go.
My goodness. This is crazy.
So how do you think your dad's gonna react once he sees this car all done?
I've never seen him this nervous. He's been up and
he's
down
never
all
been this
night.
nervous.
This was like a father-son
He bought it for
project,
me.
and you gave up and
Yeah, I was,
didn't want all the hard work. And
I was a sophomore, and he drove down to Texas and got it and brought it back. We did a little bit on it, but then I was like, I don't want to waste my time. Rather go out and do whatever with my friends.
His name is not on the title at all.
No.
Behind us here is part of the volunteers that traveled from all over the country. In today's day and age, everybody's always trying to compete against everybody. We have companies like WD-40 that help. There's no egos, there's no nothing. We all come together to build an awesome car for awesome people like you, and that's what I think is very cool about this.
Thank you all very much.
We have Lieutenant Ricky White that comes from the Memphis Fire Department to come, and he's been here helping. He was on week 1 of the build.
Thank you very much.
He dressed a little nicer than you did today. So,
Ty, man, you've given your whole entire life to your community, and the fire service and these guys here from all these car builders, they'd like to give something back to you today.
well, if you're finally ready, pull the cover off.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, Lord, and thank you. Holy cow! Oh man, that's crazy.
Yellow. Yeah, I know you're worried about the color.
Oh,
you wanted a yellow car.
that is
It's a little
awesome.
brighter than what your other car
That
was,
is
but
perfect.
We put a charcoal stripe on it. We did a little metal work around the windows and glued them in like a late model car. All this is all custom back here, custom rear wing. You know what the motor is, but you don't know much more about it. Mike and John from the Horsepower Show built you an awesome 392 Hemi. They hid the coil packs, so it kind of looks like an old school Hemi when you open. So you want to sit in it?
Yes, please.
Okay, get in there, don't start it yet.
I won't.
Just turn the key on.
That's a K40 Electronics RL360. It is like a force field around the car that it blocks all the lasers. Basically, you can't get a ticket.
Whoa!
The only time you're supposed to rely on that if you're trying to get to the fire station on time to help save some lives.
So you want to push the clutch in there and...
I'd like to.
It's a monster, man.
And we've been saving this build for the horsepower guys to build as a big old motor. So thanks to John and Mike for building some serious horsepower in this baby.
That is awesome.
It is, man.
That is crazy.
A look at the underside proves Ty's Challenger isn't just a slap-together TV car.
Ty, on behalf of WD-40 Company, we want to congratulate you on this beautiful car and the work that Tim and all the volunteers did. We believe in creating positive, lasting memories and giving back to our communities, and we're proud to sponsor this build and really honor the work that you do in the community and what you do every day as a rescue firefighter and really giving back to your community. I can guarantee you there's a lot of WD-40 used in the process here. We want to give you a 5-year supply of WD-40 multi-use product and our new line of the Specialist product to take with you to make sure you always get the job done with ease.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I appreciate it.
He said he wants the license plate Mopar no car. That's what I think about when I see this car. No car compared to this one.
Awesome. I'm just sad I don't know how to drive a stick shift. Not that he would let me drive it anyway.
You guys could have done a better job. It's awesome.
I had high expectations coming in for this. You took my expectations and blew them completely out of the water.
WD-40 yellow looks beautiful. Beautiful.
He's already said you don't think we'll leave the cat in the garage or not anymore.
I mean, that's just beautiful.
I told my wife I want to take it, and the first place I want to go is I want to drive up to our old high school. Just sit and talk for 10 minutes, you know, kind of reminisce, and then I'm gonna drive it.